Hey guys, this is Ashwin here. In this video, we are going to solve the problem candies. Alice is a kindergarten teacher. She wants to give some candies to the children in her class. All the children sit in a line and each of them has a rating score according to his or performance in the class. Alice wants to give at least one candy to each child. If two children sit next to each other, then the one with the higher rating must get more candies. Alice wants to minimize the total number of candies she must buy. So this is also a greedy problem because she has to minimize the total number of candies she must buy. So for an example, here we have the rating score of the children. She gives the students candy in the following minimal amounts. So here we have a rating of 4. So all the children will get at least one candy. So initially we will have all of them as 1, and the children who has higher rating will get additional one candy. So here the nearby children are having a rating of 4, so 6 will get a higher candy, so that will be one extra. And here if you consider 4 and 5, so 5 will get extra one candy, so it will be 2. And if you consider 5 and 2, 6 having a higher rating, so this student need to have more candies than 5. So this child will get additional 2 candies, and remaining only one candy. Like that we have to give to all the children's. So for this problem we are going to use dynamic programming in order to solve this problem in linear time. So this example, she must buy a minimum of 10 candies, and we have to return this number of candies as the result. And here you can able to see the constraints. We can able to go up to 10 to the power of 5, and the values can also go up to 10 to the power of 5. So try to solve it in linear time or n log n if you can. So apart from that, if you go much higher means I think some timeouts will happen. We are going to solve it in linear time, so we don't need to worry about the timeouts. Now here we have 3, and the rating score are mentioned here. Here the rating is 1, 2, 2. Note that when two children have equal rating, they are allowed to have a different number of candies. Hence, optimal distribution will be 1, 2 and 1. So this is one corner case. If both are equal means any one of them can have a higher number of candy. So that is the different number of candies they are mentioned here. And here we have like 10 ratings, and the optimal distribution they have mentioned it like here. So to trace this it will take some time. And here also we have 8 ratings, and here also the optimal distribution will be 1 2 1 2, and everything is 1 2. I think the middle number will have a higher rating, so here 4 is higher, and in between 5 is higher, and 6 is higher, and lastly 5 is higher. Like that in adjacent cells, like that the order is placed, and we can able to distribute all the candies in optimal distribution. So the minimum is 12. We also see the code, and I can also explain it with an example because this is a dynamic programming problem. Let's consider a simple example so we can able to understand. So I will take this example for our case. So here I will mention the example. So this will be 4 6 4 5 6 and 2. This is the question we have. So I will call it as array, and another array I'm going to initialize. So I will call it as dp or candies, anything you like. So this is dynamic programming. Usually I am going to call it as dp itself. So we will know which component is dynamic programming. I am going to initialize with the length of the array because all the children must get one candy, that is the least. So initially I'm going to initialize with all ones. So this is the dp value. Now we will go for the condition. First we will traverse from left to right. So for that, for I in range of 1 comma n if array of I minus 1 is less than array of I. That means if this student has lesser the rating than the current one, we will increment dp of I plus 1. So dp of I plus equals 1. So if you follow this code, it will compare these two elements, so 4 and 6. So we will increment this by 1, so this will be 2, and again 6 and 4, this won't enter the condition because it doesn't satisfy. 4 and 5, it satisfies, so it will be 2, and 5 and 6. So here we have one case. I think instead of 1, we can have dp of I minus 1 plus 1. So dp of I minus 1 is 2, we will have plus 1 means it will be 3, and again 6 to 2, it won't enter into the condition. So we have already got our results. So 1 to 1 2 3 1, 1 to 1 2 3 1. For this case like this, we have calculated the minimum number of candies, but we also need to traverse from the reverse, because sometimes if the ratings are changed, means sometimes if you traverse from reverse, we have to check for the similar condition in reverse also to avoid any missing numbers. I think I don't have any example for traversing from reverse. All of them are much bigger. So maybe I will just copy this and paste it here for another example. I will add one more element called 5. If I include 5 means this condition won't satisfy, so this will be 1, and this is also not satisfies, this will be 1. So here this answer is wrong, because 5 has higher rating than 2, but we didn't check for this condition. So in order to avoid these cases, we are going to traverse it from reverse. So to traverse from reverse, for I in range of n minus 2 comma minus 1, that means it will traverse up to 0, and I will decrement it by 1. So this is the step value. Now for checking, we are going to check from the reverse. So if array of I is greater than array of I plus 1, so you can able to see here I am comparing if 5 is greater than 2, and also and dp of I, so dp of I is lesser than or equal to dp of I plus 1. That means if the candies are lesser or equal to, means we have to do the same operation. So here the operation will be dp of I plus equals, or we can able to say dp of I equals dp of I plus 1, and here also plus 1. So the same condition applies here. I think I just added a plus. So here in this case you can able to see it, right? So I am traversing from the reverse. I am just comparing 5 is greater than 2, so this condition satisfies, and again I am checking if dp of I, so this is dp of I is less than or equal to dp of I plus 1. Yes, both are 1. So if it satisfies the condition, means I am just getting this dp of I plus 1 plus 1. So dp of I plus 1 is 1 and plus 1 is 2. So this will change into 2. And if you consider for all the remaining elements, all of them are satisfies this condition, and finally we will return sum of dp, that is the total minimum number of candies Alice should buy. So this is the whole logic of this problem. So I think it's pretty much clear how to approach this problem. Let's run it once to check whether it is working, and after that I will give you a overview. Yes, it passed the sample test case. So in this logic, I'm just initializing dp with 1 with the length of the array. So you can also name it as candies or dp, any name you want. So I'm just following with dp because we are going to use the same variable for most of the dynamic programming problems. And I'm going to traverse from left to right. So check from left to right. So it will check for the conditions and increment the candies to satisfy the condition present in the question. And after traversing from left to right, we are going to check right to left. So here I am traversing from reverse and checking for the same condition, and checking if the candies is also satisfies the condition, like the higher rating should have higher number of candies. If the candies are lesser for the higher rating means I'm just incrementing the adjacent student candy by 1. So this will satisfy all the condition. Finally, I will just return the sum of the dp. So we will get the total number of candies Alice should buy. So in this problem, we are going in a greedy approach. We are not comparing and doing so many operations. We are not getting all the possible candies that Alice should buy in order to satisfy this rating. So I think this problem is in linear time with additional space, that is order of n space we have created additionally. Apart from that, this logic is pretty much simple. You will use this in many other problems in interviews also. So this is a important problem you should learn. Now let's submit the code. Yes, we have solved the problem. If you have any other logic other than this, please leave a comment below. It will be helpful for others. Apart from that, if this video is helpful to you, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and share the video to your friends if this is helpful. Stay tuned for the next video.